So, river house. My guts feel like somebody's squishing the sausage out of the casing. I got me a nice long and well-deserved honk from the neighbor, because it turns out that Jesus take the wheel is not an acceptable alternative to scraping your mirrors when backing out into the road. And it's 13 degrees. Humid 13 degrees. It's not a beautiful day at the river house. It's just a day.
I suppose this is where I narrate. Kind of like the Red Poppy Ranch, huh? So anyways, I spent the early bit of my time there just waiting for it to warm up and producing blasting cables. And I needed a whole bunch of them anyways, because I'd hoped to get a lot of holes drilled and shot today. Also, the fire was going and it was warming up, and you know, when your guts are in turmoil, it just felt nice to sit there with the heat at your back for a while and make up some cables and do what you needed to do in order to get what you needed done. I should be more inspirational. If I'm gonna channel my Red Poppy Ranch, I should talk about inspirational things, but it's just not much of an inspirational day. Anyways, I made up like 30 other things.
An update. So I got all my igniters made up. I'm in the truck letting it run because I'm using the defrosters to warm up my gloves before I get to work. I got the igniters loaded up in the back. I got to go back in and grab a can or two of powder. My coat's decided that the zipper should probably no longer stay together, so the front of my coat's been getting kind of a divorce. I have it sort of pieced together. I'm half tempted to just hot glue it together for today so that I can keep using it, because I don't imagine I'm gonna have to take it off. In fact, that kind of sounds like a genius idea. So I'm gonna go do that, grab some cans, let the gloves warm up, and then we'll head up the hill. I'm preparing to start drilling. You know, I showed last time how I got a whole bunch of rock over there, which I hadn't actually drilled. But the stuff that I did drill and batter and batter and batter, I only got like 14, 18 inches tops. That's kind of irritating. So I'm going to batter at it again. Come down in here and I'll do a pattern of 4 and try to break up this ledge right here. You know, that's kind of rubbly in there. I'm hoping I can just drill through the rubble and try to shoot the stuff that's under it. And then up in there, and a few more right up in that patch. And I've got this that I've got somewhat cleaned off. I should have worked harder, I should have worked longer. I didn't get that mucked off, and now this crap is frozen down. That's gonna suck a bit. It should warm up here eventually. And I got this big sheet right here. You know, go up there and start on that. Break up some of that, and I can always break up that over there. And I figure I can drill through frozen dirt down to the rock if I have to. So I did hot glue my coat close. Something tells me I'm gonna need it. Okay, first blast. It is 6 holes. Let's hope the camera's far enough away. Sounded good. So obviously we got good breakage right there. I don't know if we got good breakage down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, I'm seeing a break right there. It's like this rock doesn't want to roll to the side. It wants to go forward and back. But I haven't got a hole for it to roll forward and back. I've only got a hole to roll it to the side. So I'm just trying to use brute force. So I got cracks there. I think I'll do a hole here. We got the end of an old hole right there. So maybe we can hammer that one back out. And then I'll experiment. Can I lift this stuff? See, when I had the excavator and I was scratching at it, it's not like it's a thick thing of gravel. But it was pretty shattered. It just wouldn't come out. All right. Back to work. Okay. This is 7. It's literally the most holes I can shoot unless I make up some more outlet junctions. I don't know if quantity is helping or not, but we'll give everything a try. Oh, I like that. Anytime we get a staggered shot, we end up breaking more rock. Well, we appear to have broken up a bunch. I no longer second guess and think that I've got it all. I'm afraid that what I'm standing on is untouched. It bothers me that we've got 3 holes that all shot but didn't result in much surface cracking. That's fine. Won't know till we scratch. Can't scratch till we weld. Can't weld until I put the starter motor in the white truck because it's blocking the road. So I think I'll just go back to drilling. Alright, there are 6 there, but I got a wet hole, so I got a good story to tell, but we'll tell it after. Before that powder gets wet. Alright, so good story time. Well, first I should say probably why I thought that I was wasting powder, even though the rock I was standing on felt hard. This I figured was pretty broken up, but I couldn't move it with the excavator, couldn't even scratch it. And that's part of what I broke the bucket on. So I figured just 6 of them in a row, shoot straight down. Well, first, right about here, had the drill bit drop 4 inches and just pulled up this chocolate mud here. Thought that was fascinating. The next hole over, I broke my favorite drill bit of all time, that Makita. You can see it's snapped off right there. That thing's gone over 50 holes. It was still drilling when it broke. Anyways, I'd left the vacuum cleaner with the wand down in the bottom of the hole, just pulling air through to kind of preemptively dry it, and I put a little sand down at first and then the powder, so that one hole had powder a little higher, which is why it popped the way it did. But so for the interesting stuff, I've got these DeWALT drills right here. Okay, now this is a 1-inch, and then the long one is a 7/8. And first off, they were cheaper than the others, but it says right on the packaging, if your drill bit fails for any reason while the anchor wear mark is still visible on the product, DeWALT will replace it free of charge. I'm not insane. There it is. So I got 4 of these things now. 2 1-inch, 2 of the long 7/8, and all 4 of them have stopped. They appear to be sharp. The anchor marks, the wear marks are visible very, very clearly on all of them, but they just jam in the holes. They don't cut anymore. So it just goes down and just gets harder and harder and harder and harder until it just jams the drill. And we're talking that massive Bosch, right? An RH1255VC. So we're talking one of the big Bosch drills, and it'll jam it solid, and it's not stuck in the hole. I can pull it right back out again. But you know, one of the drills went like 15 holes before they did that, and one of them went like 20, 25. They're still visible. I'm gonna have to immediately, I think, make a DeWALT video and send it to them. But there's that mud still on that one. There it is. I knew I wasn't full of crap. It's right there. Very, very clearly visible. So still showing, whatnot. And I'm on the phone on hold with DeWALT, listening to the same looping piano concerto, whoa, for 40 minutes. And they kept telling me they'd call me back if I wanted them to. And I was like, I know you won't call me back. So I just stayed on the line and drilled in time to Choplin or whatever that was there. And I get through to a fine lady somewhere else, okay? And had a bit of a problem trying to figure out what I was having a problem with, and wanted to think that I had them stuck in the holes. And I was like, no. They just stopped cutting. I didn't truly explain it to her. I don't know that she wanted to know. The net result was it had stopped cutting, so I figured that was close enough, and she understood me. And she goes and says, well, there are no warranties on any of those bits. So I read that part to her, right? And she went around and around, and she wanted that number right there off that one, and that number right there off that one. So DW5819, DW5851, and I got put on hold for another 4 or 5 minutes, and they came back and she said she'd do a one-time courtesy replacement on the 4 of them, but there are no warranties in any way implied on those drill bits, and obviously this would be the only time. So I thought that was kind of interesting. But yeah, I think with my Makita drill bit busted and the DeWALT bit not cutting anymore, I have 2 more brand new DeWALT bits sitting at home. But if they aren't going to warranty those, I already know they're going to come up here and then just burn them out. So to hell with it. I got 4 more DeWALTs coming, I guess, in the mail 10 business days from now. So I'll put in another order for those Makitas. That's my favorite. And I think maybe it's a sign from the mountain gods that I need to pick up and go put a starter motor in that Ford Explorer so that I can grind and weld the bucket up on that. So I guess that's what I'm gonna go do. Oh, this utter hunk of crap. It does the exact same thing. I never even felt the ring gear. It must be missing all the teeth off the ring gear. What a piece of sh... You see that groove cut through there? That is now cut through on the new one as well. I'd say the entire ring gear is moved out. There's no shim in this. It's not a shimmed starter, but maybe I could put shims in it. So I'll try coming up with 2 washers to slip in behind it and tighten it down. I managed to get it started by levering the new starter out from the block a little bit, though it made god-awful noises. Yeah. So I'll try 2 washers and then that's it. Then I am gonna move it with an excavator. I ain't got time for this. Well, I got it running, shimming it out, though you can hear it sawing on the starter as we stand here. So I ain't gonna shut it off now. I'm just gonna haul it down the damn hill and park it under some bushes somewhere. At least it'll be out of my way. Alright, there's 2 hours of my life, or what time is it? Hour, at least hour and a half out of my life. I won't get back. So let's see if we can get that monster started. It has got the ignition key. Decided it was going to freeze up. Barely turns. So I don't know what the hell's going on there. It worked perfectly fine when I shut it off, but now I'm worried. I'm at the level of worrying I'm going to twist it off. So, oh, shit in my eyes. I don't know if something came. Hey, it sounds like it sawed off all the parts. I don't know if grease is hardening up or something came loose inside. So it's been a great day. It's been a great day. Alright, I am not a professional welder, but I use decent wire, this high carbon 70 something, and I preheated the bucket and I'm about to swing it over the fire, and unfortunately I can't shut this machine off without stalling it. So my preference would be to swing it over the fire and leave it there all night to cool down. But there's not much left of the fire, and what the hell, the thing's been running for 3 hours now because I have to have it idling because, like I said, I can't turn it off. So I'll just swing it over there, and I've spread the ashes around, and it'll cool, and we'll bring the temps down a little slower. It'd be over there right now, but when I attempted to climb up into the machine, I fell directly on my ass and managed to rack my glockenspiels. So just taking a little moment to recollect myself. I'll hobble over there. Alright, well, it'll take me a while to get this all picked up, and it'll give me a chance to let this camera try and charge so I can wrap up this fun-filled 12-hour evening so far. Well, we got her. We got our yay! You know, it was a fine day. It was a hard day, but it was a fine day. The bucket is welded up. Yeah, fingers crossed I did it well enough. I mean, I gouged out as much as I could. I have a great big, you know, with the 7-inch grinder. Been saving it for years and years and years. Never really had a use for it. It's ancient. So I bought a grinding disc for it because we were going to get in there. Guess which is old enough to have a small arbor, something smaller than normal. So luckily I had the other grinder here, and I had one 4-inch disc for it, but it was nearly new, and we got her. You know, we got her. I got the bucket. I found that I could, if I throttle all the way down and pulled it up, I could get it to stall. So I do have it over the top of the fire ring. It's maybe 150, 200 degrees, although it's climbing a little bit. But I didn't put any wood in the ring, so it'll slow down, and it'll, you know, we might see 200, 225 as far as the temperature goes. I don't know if it'll have any effect or not. I just know that the guys that I did my research reading online, that's, you know, as they argued with each other, the cool down heat was one of the things that came up fairly often, and it didn't seem like it had to be too terribly high, so I'm doing what I can. I'm hungry. I'm hungry, and I'm going to be out here again tomorrow, so I'm going to take my hot glue coat and my dirty face and my left eye with a little bit of crap in it from working on that truck. I'm going to go home, and I think I'm going to eat some of my kids' Halloween candy. Thanks for watching. Oh, I was just looking things over before I left, and I found another crack. I mean, that's been broken out since I bought it, but there's a crack going right there. I'm sure this is all from breaking rock with it. I'm sure of it. How hard would it be to get that off? It looks like it's cast steel. I wonder if you can get a new one. I mean, it's got a replacement, or at least a different thumb piston. The bucket's not the original. I'm going home.